Alright, Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I'll say Shalom to you Akim Nakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, so today we're going in with a milk lesson. Alright, and the topic of today's lesson, let me bring it up. It's called Milk, Clean and Unclean Animals, and some personal clean alternatives, or something along that effect. Alright, we might come up with a different title later. Alright, but it's something along that effect. Alright, and so this is a milk lesson. Alright, of course, going into lawful and unlawful foods. Alright, so my personal suggestions on alternatives that are clean, alright, that you can have. Alright, and hey, we're gonna get right into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right to it. Alright, let's go. Here we are in Leviticus chapter 11. Alright, and you can tell we've got a little bit of a different user interface going today. I got the new webcam frame going. Alright, I wanted to streamline things a little bit more. I thought it was looking a little bummy, so hey, Lord willing, this looks better. Alright, so hey, without any further ado, alright, we're going to jump into Leviticus chapter 11. Okay, this is speaking of that, and now, like I said, this lesson's mostly for you new brothers and sisters that are coming in. But hey, if you brothers and sisters want, good alternatives, all right, that you're still looking for alternatives, hey, we'll get into that soon as well. All right, it's always good for a refresher course. So as we know, all right, when you come into this truth, all right, there's things that you have to do. All right, let's grab another scripture that I didn't have up yet. Says we can get Ephesians 4:22. There's another one. Let's see. No, that's the one. We'll grab it. All right. So this is Ephesians. We're gonna put it up here. This is Ephesians 4:22. It reads that. So before we get into it, all right. One of the things that you got to do when you come into this truth is you got to change. Right. You can't be the same person that you were back in the world. Okay, you can't be that pork-eating, weed-smoking, adultery-committing dude or woman that you were. Okay, you have to change, all right? We're under laws, all right? Well, we are under grace, but we still have to keep the laws to the best of our ability. Just because we're under grace doesn't mean we can do whatever we want, all right? And we're going to grab that, all right, later on in this lesson, okay? But when you come to the truth, all right, you got to learn the name, all right? You got to learn, to repent, all right, and start doing better, all right. And one of the things you repent for, the reason you repent, all right, is because of all the wickedness that you're doing, all right. So when you come into this truth, you got to try to do better, all right, to the best of your ability, all right. Not continue eating pork, all right, because pork is unlawful, all right. And there's many other unlawful foods, so you can't continue to be that same person, all right. You got to give that stuff up, all right. So this is Ephesians 4:22, and it reads that ye, let's see, let's start from the top, all right, at 19. Well, not the top, but let's start from 19, all right. It reads, Ephesians 4:19, who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness to work all uncleanness with greediness, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach. It says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh Shai, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. All right, so you're not to be that old person anymore. Right? You're to put on a new man. All right, that and follow after the Most High in righteousness. All right, that old man's corrupt. All right, and he's got to go away. All right, so you're a new man. All right, a new man in which you follow after Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and you can't follow after Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai correctly if you're still eating pork, you're still smoking, you're still getting with men's wives and doing all sorts of abomination. All right, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so but today, all right, specifically, we're speaking on the topic of clean and unclean animals. All right. Not clean and unclean, not clean and unclean food. Sometimes, we slip and say unclean food, but there's really no such thing as unclean food, because if an animal's unclean, it isn't food. All right, you wouldn't consider plastic to be food. All right, so just like we wouldn't consider a cow to be not a cow, Slocky, that's Satan right there. A pig to be food. All right, a pig is not food. Okay, a pig is an animal, but it is not food. All right, so hey, we're gonna grab Leviticus chapter 11. All right, and read down through it as we do. All right, as we will. We may stop at times. All right, to grab words, all right, of animals that you may not know. All right, there might be certain animals that you've never heard mentioned. We can grab them. All right, and hey, we'll just let it flow like that. All right, so this is Leviticus chapter 11. All right, and it reads, "And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying," all right, and the children of Israel, Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, they go back to the respective tribes, okay? Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, the tribes within those kingdoms, all right? You're not a Negro, you're not Latino, that's a word that's been put onto you by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, which is the devil. Okay, speak unto the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. It says, Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. So that you can eat. And you know what we want to do? Let's get... Okay. Well, let me highlight it. Sometimes it skips like that, see? Alright, well, we'll just have to go about it, alright? So, let's go down here, alright, as it said right here in verse 4, alright? Okay, and again, if you're new to this truth, stick with the King James Version. Alright, and brothers that you watch, alright, may use the Good News Translation or the New Living Translation to break things down. Alright, but hey, there's some things that go off in those translations. Alright, so you wanna make sure that you're not going over there and getting incorrect information. Make sure you watch the brothers that are doing it first. Alright, so King James Version, Leviticus 11:4, as we just read before, it reads, Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them, Salakia, we need 3. Alright, we just read 3. So, like, yeah, I skipped a verse. Alright, 3. Leviticus 11:3. It says, Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts that shall ye eat. Alright? It says that has divided hooves, and then that also chews the cud. Alright? So you're allowed to eat what has divided hooves, and also chews cud. So if it chews cud and has divided hoofs, and if you look up divided hooves, you're going to see it split down the middle completely. Alright, we'll show you a couple clean animals. Alright, you can go to deer, foot. Okay. There you go. See how it's split all the way down the middle? Okay. Split all the way down the middle. Now let's look at a cow foot. Another animal that you can eat. There you go. There you go. Now, let's go back. There you go. There's a cow's foot. Okay. It says, Whatsoever's part of the hoof and is cloven-footed. Alright, so that's the other thing you gotta, cloven-footed. If you go to cloven-footed, having a foot divided into 2 parts. Alright, let me get a good example. These are cloven hoofs. Alright. There's goats, alright, which are also clean to eat. You're allowed to eat goat. Alright. And then you got a giraffe, alright, which is also okay to eat. If you look at the foot of a giraffe. All right. There you go. So and they show a horse, but a horse, that's not how horses are. Horses' foots are like that. Horse is unlawful. All right, you can't eat a horse. A horse is unclean. Okay, they try to throw that in there to throw you off. All right, damn demons. All right, but no, you can have a you can have cow, you can have goat. Okay. Let's see, cloven-footed animals. It shows a bison, which is, you can have that. A giraffe, all right, which I believe, all right, you have to make sure that they eat cud. All right, let's see. Is giraffe? I want to see what they have to say. Giraffe is indeed kosher, all right, according to Leviticus 11:2-8. All right, so giraffes chew their cud and have. Okay, so they do chew cud. All right, so yeah, they're kosher. All right, you can eat giraffe. All right, not that you're ever gonna come across giraffe to eat. Okay, but what else does it say here? If that's I think that's a camel, and that's off. All right, that's off because camels. I don't think you can eat camel. All right, it mentions camel. Okay, I can't see. I get moose. It looks like multiple different types of ibex. All right, I can't see. It's too small. But let's see. What is this? Goats. You can eat goats. You can eat deer. You can eat bison. All right. Let's see. So yeah, there you go. I looked up cloven-footed. So cloven-footed. What cloven-footed means is when it's split all the way down the middle like this. All right, all the way down. All right. So let's go back. Let's get verse, and we're gonna only use this for certain things. We're not gonna do every scripture. All right. So it says, whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed, and not just cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. All right. It says, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. All right, so you can't eat camel. Okay, you can't. All right, let me emphasize that. Can't. Cannot. All right, we'll say cannot, so you don't get can and can't. All right, confused. We'll say can or cannot. Okay, so there's no confusing those two. All right, not can and can't, because you can mishear with can and can't. Okay. Says, so the camel you cannot eat. All right, why? It says, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So you cannot eat camel. It says, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So you cannot eat the coney. All right, now what is the coney? Some of these animals may be named different things now. The coney, let's go to coney animal. All right. And that brings up the hyrax, all right? Let's see what it says here. Yeah, the hyrax, all right? The hyrax. So this thing, can't eat it, all right? Why would you want to eat it anyway? It doesn't look like something you'd want to eat, all right? It doesn't, it kind of looks like a fat version of a meerkat, all right? So you can't eat them. Says, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare. Now you should know what hare means, but if you don't know what hare, it's a rabbit. All right, hare, animal. All right, rabbit. All right, so you cannot eat rabbit. Okay, cannot eat rabbit. Says, and the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. All right, you can't eat it. You can't eat it. All right, cannot. Slocky, we're gonna say cannot. All right, so you don't get it confused. You cannot eat rabbit. All right, you see they have little paws. All right, you can't be eating nothing with paws, man. Cats, dogs, and rabbits, and all that shit. You know, you can't be eating things with paws, man. It says, and the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So no eating rabbit. And the swine, the big one among Jake, and the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. All right, so it show, and that can, so don't let that be a let that be a stumbling block. All right, because you see his foot. All right, because you can see their foot. You look at their foot and be like, okay, they're cloven footed. It's all the way down the middle. It's, you know. So there you go. You see that, all right? But you can't eat them. Why not? As it says in verse 7, he cheweth not the cud, all right? So they don't chew at the cud, all right? So they have to be cloven-footed and chew the cud, all right, to be clean to you, all right? If one or the other, if they're cloven-footed, they don't chew at the cud, all right? Or they chew at the cud, but they're not cloven-footed. Either one, hey, they're not clean to you, all right? They have to match up to the description perfectly, all right? And the other thing is these things, man. Man, look at these things. This doesn't even look like something you'd want to eat, man. They don't even, like, if you see how dirty these pigs live, man, you don't want to eat none of that shit. And that's exactly what it is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, all right? And they live in shit. Another thing, they won't, and they try to hide the information online, but pigs soak up toxins and like environmental stuff through their skin. So say if they're laying around a bunch of dirty diapers and used tampons, and they're living around that, and they do garbage feeding. All right, and they do garbage feeding, all right? As you can see, this is garbage feeding, okay? So they basically take garbage and they eat it, and who knows what this is? Dirty diapers, and that looks like a dirty diaper right there. It could be something else, but, plastics and other things and all this. Look at this, man. Look at this. This is all. You won't believe how much trash Big AG, which is, I believe stands for agriculture, puts into pig feed. All right, so a lot of what pigs eat is trash. All right, and they soak up their environment through their skin. So all this, okay, all that you're eating that. All right, would you go up in this? Would you go up in this pile? All right, would you go up in this pile and would you pick something out of that and would you eat it? All right. If I told you to go pick this up, right, this thing right here, would you put that in your mouth and would you eat that? Fuck no, you wouldn't put that up in your mouth and eat it. Unless you were fucking stupid. All right? No, you would not. All right? No, you would not. You would not eat this shit. Okay? So why are you eating this? Because all of that's inside of it. All right? That's soaking into its skin. All right? So you are eating it. All those dirty diapers, those tampons, or those used condoms, and I'm picking specifically gross things. All right? Just to gross you out because that's what you're eating. That's what you're eating. That's your pork chop. That's your bacon. All right. That's the dirty diaper and a tampon. All right. That's what you're eating. Okay. Because you're eating it. It doesn't taste like dirty diaper. That's what you're eating. That's what you're eating, man. That is what you're eating. Look, swine health protection permits garbage feeding. All right. 28 states. All right. Prohibits 22 states, and that's probably a lot more that permit it. That they just don't want to have out there in that opening. Okay. So if you look, Jake in California, they can eat garbage. Nevada, they can eat garbage. Utah, all right, they can eat garbage. Arizona, garbage. All right, New Mexico, garbage. Okay, Colorado, garbage. All right, garbage. All right, Texas, garbage. Bunch of garbage. Okay, Florida, garbage. All right, Maine, garbage. Okay. A lot of these places, they're fucking doing it too. All right, they're doing it too. So hey, there you go, man. What's it say here? What does it say? Feeding scraps to pigs. It's just like telling you what you can and can't, but they don't give a shit. Honestly, they don't. Look at this, man. They do it in China too. That's in China. Look at that, man. If you look it up, what is this? Let's see. It's talking about the use of the medicines and the effectiveness of topically applied medications. So topically would mean onto the skin to see if they can absorb through the skin. All right, I guess it's a study of some sort. What does this mean? Just go back to this word. Made or done or affected through the skin.
Percutaneous.
Percutaneous. Made, done, or affected through the skin. Alright, so skin and absorption. So that's just skin absorption, alright? And if it says animal models for percutaneous absorption. Let's see, it showed that monkey, pig, rabbit, guinea pig, and hairless rodent such as hairless mouse. Okay, here's another thing. All these were not. None of these are clean animals. Monkey, pig, rat, rabbit, guinea pig, hairless rodents such as hairless rats, hairless mouse, hairless guinea pigs, hairless dogs are among the most used for this purpose. Each animal model has its own advantage and weakness to limitation. What does it say? Said we reviewed the original papers published after 1993 that described permeability of both animal skin and human skin, showed that monkey, pig, and hairless guinea pig are more predictive of human skin absorption penetration in common laboratory animals such as rat, so on and so forth. Generally overestimate human skin absorption and penetration, so I'm guessing that means they absorb better than human skin. Alright, but either way, alright, they're not going to give you the full, and obviously, let's see, they're not going to give you all the information, because they don't want you to know, but it's been out there. Is it true? Let's just say. Is this true that pigs do not have sweat glands and therefore they are not able to get rid of toxins in their body, making pork meat unhealthy to eat? Pigs do not sweat, but they are able to get rid of themselves in heat, such as their skin through. Sure, they're gonna give you. They know so much, don't they? All right, so hey, regardless, we went on a little tangent, but hey, just more reason to show you just don't eat the shit, man. All these animals. If we went and did this with all animals, and we don't have the time to do it, all right. But if we did that. Man, we'd be here all day, all right, and we'd show you that every single one of these animals has some gross shit going on with it, all right. And there's a reason why you don't eat it, all right. And the main reason is the Lord told you not to. That should be enough for you. But the other reason is that all these, if you look at what these animals, like what they do, and then their meats, and they're unhealthy. You know, pork is one of the most unhealthy meats. All right, it is one of the most unhealthy meats. People that eat pork fucking have heart issues and high blood pressure. It's not good for you, man. It's not good for you. Just stay away from the shit. And it's unlawful, and the Most High will put you to death if you eat it. Would you die over a pork chop? Alright, that'd be a dumb way to die. Alright, and the swine, all you gotta do is look up swine. It's gonna give you the pig. And the swine, though he divided the hoof, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Alright? Oh, damn it. Verse 8, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. There you go. So you can't be eating them, all right? And you shouldn't be touching, pork meat, all right? Now, if you work at a fast food restaurant, hey, we are under grace. There's some things that we can't control. You might have to put bacon on a sandwich, all right? It's something you might have to do. Okay, but hey, that's we are under grace. We're not gonna be able to keep the law perfectly, all right. But you can just not eat it, all right. You can just not eat it. That's something you can do. You cannot eat it, all right. And if it's your job and you have to put pork on something, hey, we've all been there, all right. I've worked at Subway at one point, having to do that shit. So hey, not when I was in this truth, but hey, just if you brothers are in the truth, hey, we are under grace. There's certain things that we're not going to be able to keep, all right? And it's good that you're not eating it, all right? Just don't eat it, okay? That's something that you can keep, is by not eating it. Or if you don't have to touch it, don't willingly touch it when you don't have to. It says, these, now here we go. These shall ye eat. These are the things that you can eat. These shall ye eat out of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters and the seas and in the rivers, them shall you eat. All right, so it's a little easier when it comes to fish. All right, here's the rule: if they have scales, all right, and they have fins, you can eat them. Okay, you can eat them. Now you're gonna have those people, brother, tuna is unclean because it don't look like it has scales. No, it doesn't matter if they don't look like they have scales. All right, they have scales. All right, if you look up tuna, that said Tina. Got some Tina Turner. All right, tuna. You look up tuna, and I might be wrong. Was it tuna? Tuna's the one, yeah. If we get into high res, so if you look at it, you say, "Oh, that looks like that. Look, I don't see any scales. Doesn't look like they have any scales." All right, is that lawful? Because this was an actual thing I heard back in the day. Someone was saying you couldn't eat tuna. All right, and I believe the Elder Manatazak, all right, from GMS South Carolina was mentioning. Someone was saying this. Someone was saying that you couldn't eat tuna, all right, and the elder brother said, that's stupid, all right, and it doesn't matter how small the scales are. If they have scales, you can eat it, all right. And tuna, all you have to do, scales. There you go. It's got scales. Okay, you can look it up. Here's the thing you can do. Do tuna have scales? Or does tuna, for example, has very few scales, yet are nevertheless considered a kosher fish? All right, they have scales. They have scales. It didn't say how many scales. Said scales. All right. And see there. Oh, see, there's one. Tunas and flatfishes unclean. Tuna's fine. You're allowed to eat tuna. Okay, you're allowed to eat tuna. It's fine. You can literally look that up. Is tuna kosher? There you go. Tuna, for example, have very, very few scales, and yet nevertheless are considered a kosher fish. Let's see. Tuna itself from a can is most certainly certified kosher. There you go. There you go. So all you have to do is you can look up any fish, like they are considered kosher, so you can eat mahi-mahi. Okay? There you go. You're allowed to eat mahi-mahi. Okay? They look goofy, but you can eat them. Alright, what's another one? Do rainbow trout have scales? Yes. Rainbow trout have scales, and everybody knows that. They're known for their scales. They're known because of the color that they have. You know? And there you go. You can eat rainbow trout, alright? You can eat it. You can eat it. Alright, but you know what you can eat? Catfish. You can't eat that. You cannot eat catfish. Watch. Do catfish have scales? Says, do catfish have scales? A very common question. As already mentioned, the answer is no. They do not have scales. They don't. They don't have scales. Alright, so it's not kosher. If you look up, is catfish kosher? It's going to say no. All segments of Judaism consider catfish a non-kosher fish. Alright? There you go. There you go. So let's get that out of there. I don't want that in there. So there you go. There you go. Is tuna kosher? We don't need that anymore. There we go. Got it. Boom, boom. This, alright, of course, and Jake loved the catfish fries. Alright. Can't eat it. Alright. Can't. It's unclean. You cannot eat this. Alright. It's not edible. Alright. Look at that. That looks like a piece of fucking slime sitting there on the table. You can't eat that. Alright. Doesn't have any scales. Look up. No scales. Not a single one. Not a single one. Can't eat catfish. Can't do it. Alright. And also, let's see. Catfish. I want to see if it says. Not that. pollution. Check this out. The most tolerant species is the catfish. Arrive at this conclusion because it can survive in any condition the other fish species can't, including low oxygen, high carbon dioxide, acidity, and pollutant levels. All right, catfish. All right, one of the places you can find them is off drainage of of lakes. All right, they have like sewage and nasty shit like the cities. All right, you can find catfish. All right, they live in the most polluted, dirty, nasty, murky, gross waters. All right, and you're eating that again. It says almost all catfish help keep your water body clean and balanced. All right, they basically filter. All right. Says they don't simply eat or clean ponds, all right, and they do help, all right, with certain things. However they're doing it, all right, they're like a cleanup animal, all right. They're a cleanup animal, all right. Let's see, and then we're not gonna go off on a tangent, but I'm gonna look something up real quick. Bear with me. So you got the different types of catfish. If you look it up, this one right here, they call them sucker fishes. All right. There you go. Suckermouth catfish. Boom. If you go to the Wikipedia, down here it says algae sucker, algae eater. Where was it? Here he is. Yeah. It says suckermouth catfish are of little or no value as a fish food, although they are at least occasionally consumed over their native range. So some people do consume them. The demand exists for them, however, as a bottom cleaner in the aquarium trade. All right. So, some types of catfish do that. Okay. So, and that's the one we were thinking of. But, regardless, all catfish are unclean. It doesn't matter what brand, all right? Well, not brand of animal, but what species or variety, suckermouth, regular, live in a pond, catfish. It don't matter. They're catfish. They're unclean. All right. All right. So if the fish has scales and fins, it's clean. If it doesn't have fin, all right, and if it doesn't have fins but have scales, it's still unclean. All right. If it doesn't have fins but it has scales, it's unclean. If it has, and vice versa. All right. So it has to have both. Just like it has to be just like the other animals have to be cloven-footed and they have to chew the cud, they have to have fins and scales. All right. If it's missing one or the other, you can't eat them. All right. And the catfish, for example, does not have scales. It has fins, but it doesn't have scales, so you can't eat it. It says, now listen here, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. Okay? They shall even be an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass in abomination. Okay? So, here we go. Verse 12. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Okay? So, what does this entail? No lobster, no crab, no shrimp, no mussels, no oysters, no clams. Did we already say squid? No octopus. Okay? No catfish. Alright? None of that. Jake's sitting there. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Alright? Yeah. That's what you've been raised up on your whole life, all right, because you've been fed a bunch of abominations, all right? And, hey, you're going to have to put that behind you, all right? Hey, for me, it wasn't that hard because guess what? I never cared for shrimp, all right? I never cared for shrimp. All right, I ate it a little bit as a kid. My dad used to like it, all right? I didn't care for it too much, all right? So putting shrimp away, no problem for me. Never liked crab. I thought it was gross, so no problem with me. I don't think I ever even had lobster in my whole life, okay? So I didn't need none of that, okay? Squid wasn't good, all right? The only time I ever tried that was with calamari. I could put that away. I don't need that, okay? None of that. None of that, actually. The only time I did eat crab, the only time I ate crab was in sushi, all right? And that's easy to put away, all right? You want to know why it's easy to put away? Because the Lord said not to do it, and I said, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's that easy. Just don't do it, all right? When the fear of the Lord comes on you, know that you can be messed up. You don't want to eat that food anymore, all right? And plus, there's better alternatives that we're going to get into, okay? So let's continue on. It says, and these are which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls, they shall not be eaten. So fowls, what is a fowl? A fowl is a bird. These are the things you can't eat that are birds. It says they are an abomination. The eagle, the ossifrage, and the osprey. All right, so the eagle, you know what an eagle is. What is an ossifrage? It says the bearded vulture. Can't eat that. That thing right there, can't eat it. It says, and the osprey. All right, and I don't know what the actual bird looks like. I know what the plane looks like, or the helicopter. So there you go. See, that's that. I'm familiar with that. Okay. So there you go. You can't eat this. All right. Can't eat that. It says, and the vulture and the kite after his kind. All right. So kite, bird. Bunch of different types. All right, there you go. There's a picture of one. Can't eat it. Kind of looks like a hawk to me. I wouldn't be able to differentiate the two. All right, it's a bird of prey. Okay. It says and every raven after his kind, and the owl and the nighthawk and the cacao and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl, and the swan and the pelican and the eagle, and the stork and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing and the bat. So you can't eat bats. All right. All fowls that creep, going on all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, and to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. All right, so there you go. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. All right, which means the evening, the night. And whosoever beareth out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean to the even. Says, okay, yeah, we got one. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, and are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws, among all manners of beasts that go on all four, these are unclean to you. All right, so cats, dogs. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even. Says, and he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean to the even. They are unclean to you. They also shall be unclean. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth: the weasel, the mouse, the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean unto the even. And upon whatsoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean. Whether it shall be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack, or whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into the water, and it shall be unclean to even, so it shall be cleansed. Let's see. So yeah, I think that's the gist of it. All right, and of course you can go here and read through everything yourself. All right, but hey, that shows you what you can and you cannot have. All right, there's no. I can have a little bit of it. No, I can have it on Wednesday. No, nope, you can't have it at all. All right, if you don't like it, you don't like what the Lord has to say. All right, not what we have to say. We didn't write this. All right, this is from the Lord. Okay, and you are commanded by Him to not eat those things. Well, brother, I like gummy bears, and I liked sausages and bacon, and I liked pepperonis, and I liked all these things, man. What am I? Hey, we're gonna get into alternatives, man. We're gonna get into alternatives. All right, we're gonna get into alternatives, and then we're gonna read a couple more scriptures, and then we're gonna close out. Okay, so alternatives. You said you like gummy bears, yeah? You like things that have gelatin in it? All right. So let's say you loved Jello. You can type in this: kosher Jello. Okay. And also be careful when you're going and getting kosher things. If you're at a store and they have a little kosher aisle, that's fine. But if there's like, for example, there's a mart near us that has kosher goods. All right, it's inside of a regular store. All right, but hey, be careful with it, man, because especially if you're myself, all right, it's not so much as a big issue, all right, because I look like I have white pasty skin, all right, and they could mistake me for being a small hat if I went in there, all right. I don't have the nose for it, but they could think I converted or something. But with the whole Kyrie and Kanye thing, if you're browner than a paper bag, man, hey, I'd be careful with going around those areas. Wait until Saturdays and Sundays to do it. Okay? Wait until Saturdays and Sundays to do it. If your store has a kosher section, all right? Now if it's a kosher market and just don't, I wouldn't recommend it. Hey, you do what's on you. All right, but you never know how they're going to treat you with this whole, situation going on right now. All right? Here it is. This brand right here, say you like Jello. You can get this brand right here, Lieber's. All right, it's called Lieber. Not unflavored gel, just gel. They got different flavors. See, strawberry, lemon. Me and my wife tried it once, and it's Jello. I never was crazy about Jello in the world, but if you like Jello, you can have it. You can have it. This is lawful. It's kosher. If you look on the pack, if we'll show us the back. You can probably find it on pictures. You can probably find the ingredients. Is this it? Lieber's. Yeah, there you go. Lieber's. So it's got sugar, maltodextrin, acetic acid, carrageenan. If you see carrageenan, that's a gelling agent, so that's what they're using instead of gelatin. Potassium citrate, artificial flavor, FD and C red 40, which is fucking bullshit. That stuff's poison, but hey, anti-caking agent. There you go. If it says kosher parv, and it's I don't want to say it's 100% all the time good, but 99.9% of the time it's fine to eat. All right. So what else? So there, if you like Jello, there you go. Now you can get. Here's the other brands. I've never seen these. I've never seen the Quaxy Frogs or the Spelly Jellies or the Grapefruits. I think I've seen the peaches, but I've seen. I get the Haribo Gold Bears. All right. I get the Happy Colas. All right. I'd try some of these if I could find them, but the mart where I don't think they had them. So this is just a site called Only Kosher Candies. All right. I've never used it before, but I was looking for the kosher Haribos, and they had them on here. All right. If you have a Smith's near you, or a Fry's or a Kroger of any sort, all right, they're called multiple different things. So if you're in like Nevada area, it's Smith's. If you're in like Arizona and some other places, it's a Fry's. All right. Or some other places might just call it Kroger, and some places might call it Fred Meyer. Okay. So it just depends on where you are. All right, we duplicated this. If you look up Haribo, how do you spell it? I don't know. If you look up Haribo, you should be able to find the kosher ones in here somewhere. I suppose I could just put kosher on it. Let's see. I don't think those are the kosher ones. See, it's going to link you to those. Those aren't kosher. Alright, because right down here... Oh, no, these are the kosher ones. Alright, it's a different UPC. And they got the wrong picture. Alright, they got the wrong picture. Because the real... They have this. Alright, I don't think they say new even softer, but they do say this. They have the... It says kosher parv. Alright, right on that. It's a kosher parv thing. It says kosher product, kosher product, kosher product. All that, okay? Now, check this out. Ingredients. Glucose syrup. Fish gelatin. Fish gelatin. You're allowed to have fish. Alright. Tilapia. Look at this. Dude. There you go. The scales of tilapia. So they do. So look, you can have that, man. You can have that. You can have that. And they taste just like fucking regular gummy bears, man. You can have them. So you got to check your gelatins. Alright. If it says gelatin, stay the hell away from it. Okay. If it just says gelatin. Alright, if it doesn't say fish gelatin, if it doesn't say tilapia after it, because sometimes it won't say fish gelatin, it'll say gelatin, and then in parentheses tilapia, or it'll say bovine. If it says tilapia or bovine, you can have it. If it doesn't say anything, if it just says gelatin and nothing else, do not eat it. That is more than likely pork gelatin, okay? But if it says tilapia, parentheses bovine, or parentheses tilapia, you can have both those, because tilapia is a fish, that's clean, alright, and then bovine is cow. So you can have cow gelatin, alright? So make sure it has that. And if you look on every single one of these, fish gelatin, tilapia. I've had these personally. They're amazing. All right, and you shouldn't eat them all the time because they're unclean as hell anyway. Not unclean, slakia. They're unhealthy as all hell. All right, they're unhealthy as all hell. But you can have them. All right, if you must. Okay. What else they got? All these snacks I've never really even heard of. You know, Jolly Ranchers and Sour Bites, and I've had this brand before. I haven't had the Sour Bites, but this brand right here, who's this by? I can't even read that. Pasquez? I don't know. I've had this brand before though. Let's see what they got in it. They don't even have any type of gelatin, not even like fish. You know, other things. I didn't have that specific thing. I'll tell you if I see it. Cotton candy, all these different things. And some things are just okay to eat, all right, and other things, all right, they make kosher versions of. So like, for example, like the Haribos. They don't buy regular Haribos because those will have gelatin in them. All right, I've had these. These ones me and my wife have tried. All right, these apple flavored sour sticks. We got apple, and I believe we got strawberry. All right, see there they are right there, strawberry. Had those. We got those at the kosher section. All right, of a Smith's. All right, and they might have one at your they might have one at your Fry's or your Kroger store. Okay, so hey, there's lots of things. If you can go look through here, you can find these locally. I'm not gonna recommend you go and buy it from here because I've never bought from here. All right, maybe I will one day, and then I'll tell you if you can. But hey, I don't know how legit this site is, but it's just got the list, Laffy Taffies and stuff. So there you go, boom, got your candy out of the way. There you go. If you like gummies, you can get gummies still. All right, Gushers, yeah, Gushers, I believe, and check when you buy them. But I was buying some Gushers that didn't have no gelatin in for a while. All right, I don't think that they have gelatin in Gushers, but check because they be changing shit all the time. Now, next one, turkey. Or bacon, all right? You want some bacon, huh? Well, you can't have pork, but you can have turkey bacon. I'm not the biggest fan of turkey bacon, I'll be honest with you. All right, but hey, if you want some sort of bacon, all right, you can get turkey bacon. Here it is. This is from Trader Joe's. It's just called uncured turkey bacon. It says eat more turkey. It throws you off because it has the pig on the package, but it says eat more turkey. It's turkey. All right, it's just turkey. It says let's go back. It says, if you look at ingredients, it says turkey thighs, water, sea salt, raw sugar, celery powder, paprika, onion powder, and spice. So that's what you got right then and there. All right. It says turkey raised without the use of subtherapeutic antibiotics, no artificial ingredients, minimally processed, no nitrate or nitrate added. So there you go. You can have that. All right, that is something you can have. All right, there's other brands too. You don't have to go and get necessarily this brand. There's plenty of other brands that you can get. Just make sure it's doesn't have any pork in it. All right, because sometimes it'll sometimes with sausage it'll say beef, but it'll have pork in it right after. All right, so check. You gotta check your things. All right, that's a new thing. You came in this truth. Every single thing on the back of a package you need to be reading. All right, you need to be reading every single package that you buy. All right, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's, well, if it's water, but I even check water sometimes, just, you never know, man. You never know. All right, so you want some sausages. Here you go. These are the ones we use, the Johnsonville turkey sausages. All right, I believe these are the ones we use, okay? Ingredients: turkey, water, less than 2% of the following: natural flavor, salt, sugar, dextrose, potassium lactate, sodium diacetate, yeast extract, citrus extract, Slovakia. Tongue-tied there. So you can have those. Those are fine. Those ones you can have. They're pretty good, too. I'll tell you that. They're pretty good. All right. This is the same turkey bacon, just a bigger package of it, so you can see the whole thing. All right. You can get that at Trader Joe's. All right. These, you can get these pretty much anywhere. Johnsonville is a pretty popular brand, so you can get those pretty much anywhere. Here we go. Pepperoni. Say you like, I like pepperoni pizzas, man, and I can't eat pepperoni now because pepperonis have pork in it. All right. And salamis have pork in it, in case you didn't know. Okay. You can get these, all right, and there's another brand. You can look up turkey, just go to turkey pepperoni, slot that in. I've tried a couple of these. I believe I've tried the Hormel ones. I have tried these ones. Okay. I've probably tried, multiple different versions of these. As long, depending on what's in them. Yeah, see, that's fine. You can eat that. All right, the Hormel turkeys. All right, turkey pepperonis. So you can go and get yourself a cheese pizza. Go ahead and get yourself a cheese pizza. All right, and then, throw your pepperonis on there. All right, and you could go and get your cheese pizza. Then you can go and get I took it away. It's not there anymore. All right, but you can go and get the sausages, chop those into bits, all right, and then you can get your turkey pepperonis, all right, and put that on the pizza, and now it's not a cheese pizza anymore. What is it now? It's a turkey pepperoni, and turkey sausage pizza. So you got your own meat lover's pizza, all right, that's fine for you to eat. There you go, man. Well, that takes extra work. Well, fucking put in some work, man. All right, that's all you got to do. All right, chop up some fucking sausages, and some clean sausages, all right, and some clean turkey pepperonis, all right, and put them on there, all right, or just eat it by itself, all right, and just deal with it. You don't even have to get the regular cheese pizza. Sometimes what I get is I go and get these Mediterranean. I'm gonna butcher this word. Mediterranean pizzas. Sometimes I get these, all right, and these are good. And they got, so you got your onions, you got your olives, you got your artichokes, all right. You get your tiny little little tomatoes, all right, cherry tomatoes, all right. I don't know what that is, parsley, cilantro, something like that. Okay, there you go. Boom. I eat those a lot. All right, I eat that's usually pizza that I do get. Is I usually get something like this. All right, something like that. And guess what? It has no meat on it at all. Okay, that's what I get. All right. So personally, that's one of my favorites. I prefer that over turkey pepperoni or sausage or whatever. I just get or they call them margarita pizzas. I think they're kind of the similar thing. But there you go. There's another brand you can probably have. Again, you just got to go and check. Let's see. Cure with water, honey. It just says turkey pepperoni. Ingredients: turkey, salt, natural flavors, dextrose, lactic acid, starter culture, olorosin of paprika. Granulated. Here's another thing you can do. Oleoricin. It's a semi-salt extract. All right, so it's basically an extract of paprika. Did it say paprika? Was that the one? Is it paprika? Yeah, oleoricin of paprika. So it's basically paprika essential oil. So there you go. Boom, boom. Are you going to spend a little bit more money on these? Yeah, because it's more expensive than pork. All right, but guess what? You're not going to be put to death for eating it either. All right, Southern Kingdom. All right, or you or Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom, or you Southern Kingdom just happen to like it too. Now you're gonna probably be wondering, man, hey, what about chorizo? Hey, right here, I got you set up, man. I got you set up. Beef chorizo. All right. Now another thing is, hey, don't just buy any beef chorizo. Be careful. All right, because the other thing is, we can get rid of this now. The other thing is, if you look up beef chorizo, you're gonna see the brand come up that you've been using as a kid, but they have it, and I completely spelled that wrong. All right, you're gonna see Kakike come up. All right, and they make that pork. They make the pork chorizo too. All right, you're gonna see Kakike come up and you say, hey man, that's $1.79, and this Denmark is $4.99. Hey, well, don't get that Kakike, man. Put that shit back. Do not get it. Put it back. All right. Get this brand. It says it's unavailable right now, but you can find it. All right. We recently had some. Recently, beef, paprika, spices, water, salt, yellow corn flour, red wine vinegar, natural flavors, dried vinegar, paprika. There you go. Boom. That's what it's got. That's what it's got in it. You can have that. Everything is fine. You can have that. And we made it. We didn't have much of it. We only had 1 pack of it, so we chopped it up, and then we chopped up some ground beef, and then we made tacos out of it. All right. So, and there you go, man. But in these ingredients, let's see, beef, paprika. Now, if you go over here, beef salivary glands and fat. Chorizo sink. And you know, we're not, see, and now this is my personal preference. We're not supposed to be eating organs, all right? And salivary glands is basically an organ. It's basically an organ, man. All right, so hey, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, and plus, you can just by looking at these ingredients, man, you can look at opt up nutrition rating 38. This has got a 53. It's so much better, man. This shit's fucking bad. Fat and all this other shit. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, get the better one. Spend the extra money and get the better shit. All right, no, not the better shit. The better stuff. This is the shit. All right, this is the stuff. This is the shit. Okay. So, hey, you know, there you go. There's some alternatives. All right, I can personally attest for this beef chorizo. It's fucking good. It's pretty good. Is it going to taste just like the real thing? No, it's not. All right. If you're vegan or anything like that, all right, hey, there's soy riso that tastes pretty damn similar too. Of course, it hits and misses. It has its thing, but hey, as a substitute, beef chorizo is perfectly fine. I can deal with it. All right, there's some things you're going to have to put behind when you come into this truth, man. All right, so hey, we're going to close out with this, all right, because yes, we are under grace, all right, but hey, just because we're under grace doesn't mean we can do whatever we want, all right, just because we're under grace does not mean we can do whatever we want, all right, just because we're grace does not mean we can sin and eat pork and do all these things, all right, because the Most High, all right, keeping the law will not save you, but breaking it will, you'll be put to death for it, man, you'll be put to death for it. So, hey, this is Romans 6:1 through 6:2. It reads, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin? Romans 6:1 through 6:2. It says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? The Most High forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? All right, so just because you're in grace doesn't mean you can, do whatever you want. Okay? There's Romans 6:15. It reads, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Yahweh forbid. So, hey, just because we're under grace, man, doesn't mean we can do whatever we want, all right? And another reason why we keep the law is to show respect, all right, to the Lord, okay? As John 14:15 says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And that's in red, so that's the Lord speaking, okay? So if you love him, keep his commandments, man. It's not grievous, okay? It's not grievous. Don't let these things be grievous to you, all right? It's like something's agitating the hell out of my nose. All right, so hey, don't let these things become grievous to you. All right, there's plenty of alternatives. We went into alternatives, and we went into Leviticus, telling you, how to differentiate what you can eat and what you can't eat. Okay, hey, alternatives, you got it. All right, so hey, Lord willing, that was edifying. It helped you out a little bit. All right, and hey, if you brothers and sisters that have been in this truth for a minute and maybe you didn't know about certain alternatives, hey, now you have alternatives. All right, so Lord willing, those helped you. All right, so hey, with that, we're going to close out. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Badash. I want to give I want to give double honors to those apostles, that great millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here until the next one. Lord willing, shalom.